Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Golden Gloves Chat Show. Hello, Peter Smith.
Right.
Welcome. New champion, IBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Lerena. Kevin, how many belts have you won, by the way?
I think maybe now it's about 8.
8 belts. Jeez,
Maybe
you're going to have to get another house just for your belts.
2 or 3 important ones, but 8 belts in total.
8 belts. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you because, over the years we've been doing all these fights. You're just winning belt after belt, which is fantastic and deservedly so. Kevin, let's talk about the big fight you had on Saturday night. Another good win for you. Maybe didn't go exactly like you wanted it to go, but we'll talk about that now. Peter, David and Goliath. It was massive. Kevin's 6'1", this guy was 6'8", Mariusz, Wach. Let me talk to you first. Did the fight go according to plan for you?
Yes, it definitely did. A lot of people ask me what I expect knockout because of the previous fight Kevin had. He did such an amazing knockout on, fighting the last opponent he had. And the difference was the caliber of the step up. A man who's very experienced, been around with the biggest and never been stopped by anybody. I knew in my heart that's going to be an all-nighter because I knew by chance, I think we knew that we could stop him, but knock him out was going to be very, very hard to do. Whatever, it's funny, Wach, whatever he was doing in the ring there, whatever I was working with on plans with Kevin, he kept changing up on the plan, which was quite amazing because I watched what he was doing and he was always overcapitalizing the plan that we worked out. And he always came through on other areas and he always was trying to aggravate Kevin by just touching him busy with the jab. Very European style of fighting. As you see Usyk and all of them, they got that same busyness, They just keep you busy. Not the greatest plan as far as what he had towards us, but I knew what he was trying to do. And it showed in his previous fights. But Kevin just kept elevating and stepping up to a plan. I even said to Kevin, forget the knockout. We always want the knockout.
Yeah, no, knockout's a bonus.
It's a great thing to showcase if it does happen. But just like he does, he wants to knock Kevin out,
Sure.
So as much as we think about knocking him out, he's doing the same back to us,
100%.
But he was quite amazed by Kevin's performance and he even came up to me afterwards, very nice guy, and he said, congratulations, and I think you guys got a good career and good future. So that was a big up. I think on my side as a coach, I'm the biggest critic, as Kevin knows. I'm always never going to give what the fans give. I'm always going to step back as a coach and say, listen, I expect more of this and that.
Well, it's teamwork, and you've done a great job with Kevin from a youngster.
And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what he's done.
No, we're all proud of him.
Because the way he stepped up to elevate against big men like this is like real heavyweight stuff.
Well, let's ask Kevin Lerena, the champion himself. Kev, what is it like going in now against this massive guy, 6'8", 124 kilograms? Could you feel the difference in power and size in that early in the fight?
Most definitely. I think it's all relative. Definitely the biggest, heaviest puncher I've fought.
Yeah.
I think relative, I try to explain it to someone. I said the equivalent of a guy fights lightweight fighting a light heavyweight. That's 20 kilos and that's 8 inches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think of it that way. Put it in perspective.
No, it's a massive
60
difference.
kilogram man fighting an 80 kilogram man.
Yeah.
I weigh 106, he weighs 126.
Massive difference.
8 inches. That's kind of what the equivalent is. So there's a lot that I could have done better. I
think it was awkward.
Yes.
Very awkward.
That's one thing I picked up.
Very
Is
awkward.
like, for example, I was trying to hunt his body. He was very closed off and side on.
Yeah.
So as much as I was trying to hit him nicely to the liver, I was hitting his elbow a lot. And then when I was getting around the elbow, I was getting told, stop hitting in the back.
Yeah.
Because he was very side on and he closed himself off well. Chin down all the time.
And funny enough, you talk like that. I'll tell you my experience with your fight. I was thinking you should have gone to the body more. Then when I watched the fight on TV at home, the guy, like you said, he closed up nicely.
Very much
and
so.
with his height and
tough,
he used his height advantage very well against you. So he kept his head up there, kept his body closed like this.
Brian, the one round when Kevin came back, I can't remember the round, but I said to Kevin, what I want you to do this round is I want you to attack that body consistently. Take him consistently and then come over and then come down again, come body again. And I think that round, Kevin froze his body up. I saw his arms from here coming down. And then I knew Kevin was starting to. So Kevin was doing so good at attacking, and then all of a sudden was coming over the top towards the end of the fight. Was capitalizing on top of it. I think his body sort of feeling the heat.
So the main thing that happened is you won. That's the W is the most important. Obviously, a knockout's a bonus. People like to see a knockout. You'd like to knock a guy. We all like knockouts, but it doesn't always happen. I was a fighter also trying to knock guys' heads off, and it doesn't always happen. The scoring was 120, 108 by two of the judges. So you were miles ahead. How did you feel in the fight with the scoring, or how did you feel in the fight?
I knew I was winning every round.
Yes.
You know, I think, Brian, we keep talking about the knockouts, and sometimes it's also good to step back and look at things from perspective. The last time I went 12 rounds was in 2019, in June 2019.
Yeah.
So for me, I need to take the positive out of this. I went 12 rounds, I learned a lot, and there's a lot that I need to work on. I hurt him. I saw he was hurt, but he had the ability to almost like come back and not hurt him enough. And it was at that point where I just said, you know what? Listen to Peter, work your left hand, because Peter was telling me a lot. He's there for the left hand. And I was landing him and countering his right hand and landing him flush. And you'd wobble, but he'd come back. And then I just, and then I stepped back after the fight. I said, you know what? There's a lot of pressure on every fighter to always get the knockout. But what people need to realize is that the man with the most knockouts in heavyweight history, Vladimir Klitschko, didn't knock him out.
You know what I think it is
I'm
as
gonna
well?
knock him out.
It's a lot of it is pressure for you guys, the bigger guys, as well, because it's almost expected when two big guys get in there that one guy is going to get knocked out.
And he took the shots well.
Took great shots.
And I got a very
Did he hurt you at all?
He hit me with a few good shots. I felt his power, to be honest. I felt his power. It's heavyweight power. And Peter always said it to me. He said, Kevin, when you feel heavyweight, it's a different power. And Peter's spot on. It's completely different power. I felt his power. I got a cool message from David Hay. It was like 90% of the men would never have taken those punches that you gave him. Wach is tough.
Awesome. From David Hay, the former world champion.
When we announced the fight, good luck. Wach is tough.
Yes.
Derek Chisora phoned me. He said, he's tough, isn't he? So
well,
I
going
went
the
into
distance
the fight
with Vladimir
confident and wanting a knockout, which is, I tried my best to get the knockout.
No, of course.
And maybe almost tried too hard to get the knockout. Maybe had I thrown nice speed combinations and been better on my combinations and flurries, it might have come. So to be my own critic, there's lots to work on. I mean, I feel we did a good job on him. A lopsided decision. Like we said, I wasn't meant to beat this guy, Brian. We're not meant to on paper. This guy's been in there with the best.
I think just the experience of knowing what it feels like to be with a big man like that is just a credit to his record. You know, Kevin's never fought anyone of his caliber, size. Experience. You know, bringing dominance. You know, heavyweights bring dominance. You know, you cruiserweight, Kevin's dominating cruiserweights. So the dominance factor changes.
It's a big shift from cruiserweight to heavyweight.
Yeah, you didn't. Even when I saw Kevin sizing up in a clinch, it was aggravating in a way because it was like a heavy wall against you. And Kevin, at times in his head, I could see he was just thinking, like, in this space, what do I do? And he was very clever to push Kevin back. He was moving his feet around where Kevin, for a southpaw, you could just see the experience coming out of this guy. And it was quite a mental gameplay for Kevin in this fight. And I think the challenges that were put forward on him, he just came back and always overcapitalized.
Well, it was still a good performance. Kevin, talk to us about round 10. We all got very excited. Your hand speed's brilliant for heavyweight, I must tell you. Your peekaboo movement, thanks to your trainer and yourself, all the hard work in the years, is looking great. You got that little Tyson thing going, which I love. And your speed for a heavyweight is incredible. Round 10, you were hitting him with crackers. The people were standing on their chairs again. It was incredible. How did you feel in round 10? Did you feel maybe you could take him out?
Yes, I did. I'd like to do more of the head movement stuff and be more dynamic, which we'll work on for our next fight. But I thought he was going.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like,
I also thought so.
I also thought, to be honest, I thought he was going. I said, this is the round. He's wobbling because he was wobbling in front of me.
Yes.
And I was like, just land a clean shot. Stay calm, composed. But I think also, to be fair, I needed to just realize, like, you fought 12 rounds, Pete, you fought 12 rounds. Like, it's good to go 12 rounds. Not to say you want to, but
I fought 15.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
discount me.
It's a different type of concentration, right? Because as each round goes on, the fight actually gets more risky and more risky because both guys are tiring. You need to concentrate more. So I broke through that barrier. I took the positives out of that. I went 12 rounds with a very big heavyweight. I had to break that barrier.
And I believe Derek Chisora also phoned you after the fight. And
yeah, he
David
congratulated me. I think a lot of the guys were very impressed with my performance based on the fact that they know Mariusz Wach's not a walkover, bro.
Yes.
I mean, go watch his fight with Dylan White.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan White just fought Tyson Fury for the world title for $9 million US. Him and Mariusz Wach had a war.
Yes.
A war. A 50-50 war.
Once again, sorry, Pete, talk.
Sorry, just to
That's what we had to do.
Yeah, just to add into what Kevin just said now, I think one of the rounds he came back and I said to Kevin, I said, Kev, he's going nowhere. But what I want you to do, because I thought, he's got a cast iron chin. I said, what I want you to do is make him quit on his chair. And that 10th round, I actually thought, by 11th, I thought he's going to quit. He's going to sit down.
You did. You upped the game big time in round 10.
Sure.
And it looked like you were going to take him out. But like you say, he just shook it off.
Yeah. I went to him after the fight to talk in the changing room and say thank you for coming through to South Africa. And there was a bit of the language barrier, but his team said, like, they prepared really hard for me. And he said, you're stronger than we thought. Like, obviously, there's a little bit of, like, undermining me because I'm a cruiserweight, which is understandable. But it's nice to...
And it's only your second heavyweight fight.
I think we're a real element of surprise for the heavyweight division. There's so much more to work on. But I'm happy for the victory. Dynamic victory. We didn't get hit much. We went 12 rounds. I've seen guys come out of 12-round fights. They look like they had a car
you look like you haven't had a fight. Didn't have a fight.
Yeah. And
did you fight Saturday night? Are you sure it was you?
And they were surprised. And they came to win. He said he had a really hard training camp. They wanted him to go out in his career as a victor.
Yes.
We didn't allow that. So, I'm just grateful.
Well, if he beats you, he goes on to another big win.
And he might get another world title shot.
That's what he's trying for.
That's
what he's trying for because, he knows this was a revival fight for him to get a big shot, a big name. Come back, win. A lot of his heavyweights do that because they can endure to their late 40s, especially these size men because they're so powerful and so strong.
Which is a good thing for Kevin because it means he's young at 30 years old. So definitely, especially in the heavyweight division. Kevin, so that's done and dusted. Great win there. You've beaten Mariusz Wach, the giant Viking from Poland. The 2 judges had you winning every round. I had you winning just about every round. And where to from here now? Obviously, it's a learning curve. It's probably good that you went 12 rounds and never went 2 rounds because it's all learning. You want to go in there with those big guys, feel that power and that weight. Where would you think you go? What would you think you need to learn to do better, would you say?
I think everything happens for a reason. So the distance went 12 rounds because I need to get that experience at heavyweight. I'm a very inexperienced fighter in terms of paper and actual experience, especially at heavyweight. What I'd like to do better is be more dynamic, not be there to get hit, not try to be tough, like, standing on the ropes and allowing a guy to...
You never got hit much.
Not much, but what I'm saying
you did stand still a few times.
Against the real big punches, like you'll be in shit, So I want to try be like even more special, like not getting hit and really being like flawless. And in terms of my punching, like I'm in the commentary, like you're saying, like, you're knocked out Dinu, but now maybe I've got the speed and I don't know about the power. I think you can't knock everybody out. The true reality of it is, Mike Tyson didn't knock everybody out, and he's the biggest one of them.
He didn't.
Mayweather, pound for pound, the greatest.
No, you're not going to knock everybody out. Right? Speed is power, and you've got the speed, which is a great advantage. So there's going to be a lot of opponents you're going to knock out, but then there's going to be a lot of Mariusz Wachs going to stand in front of you and just look at you.
Look at guys like Tyson Fury. He took the biggest right hands from Wilder. He got up.
And he got up.
Looks and Wilder. So some guys are just more durable than others, and that was a good learning experience.
Yeah.
My next fight, what I want to do, I want to be more flawless in terms of my boxing. I think my conditioning, I always be fit. I'm not a ill-disciplined person, but I just want to be more flawless and I want to look better.
Yeah.
So I think if you can't,
you're looking to perfect.
Yeah, if you can't strive to be, if you don't think you can look better, then like you're just going to regress. And I just feel like it's a big victory. Mariusz Wach is a big name. There's no doubt about it. But I think whoever comes next, I think I'm not going to say I don't want the knockout because I really do. I wanted to knock Mariusz Wach out. I tried my utmost best to knock him out. So sometimes it can't happen. But I don't put that pressure on myself. A lot of people expect the knockout. But with great pressure and great expectations comes great responsibility. So, I mean, since 2015, we've been headlining Golden Glove shows. It's now 2022. With that alone is pressure and responsibility. So the eyes are always on you. But sometimes it's good to step back. So the reflection I got from this fight was stepping back and going, the positives I took out of this was I fought a very experienced man who's been in there with the best. And I beat him. I destroyed him in a sense of he didn't win a round. And I'm a guy with very little experience compared to him and all the other guys I fought. So we're doing something right. And that's what I took from this fight. And whoever we get next is to do better. And I think this fight will bring me on tenfold because I know I can go 12 rounds. I've been 12 rounds as a cruiserweight. I've been 12 rounds now as a heavyweight. It's just great. It taught me a lot. And I think I just dissect the positives, but also look at where I need to improve because no performance is flawless. And there's lots I need to improve on. But it's nice to have a critical debriefing and say, what can we do better? And then work on that for the next
it's constructive
fight,
criticism. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you did a great job. You're a great ambassador for the sport. Well done. You're a draw card. You're putting bums on seats. You're getting those same bums to stand on the seats. And so fantastic. So well done on that. We haven't had many big draw cards in this country over all the years. And you are one of the big draw cards now.
Positive feedback from Supersport too.
You're a good ambassador for the sport. So I just want to say congratulations. Once again, thank you for being our guest once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter Smith. You're doing a great job with your young man now. And at 30 years old, he's still got the world at his feet.
It's another 10 years to go. So.
You know, the one or two things that you feel you might have done wrong, don't even worry about it. It's constructive criticism. Yeah. You're going forward, and you did a great job. I mean, you won just about every round.
If we speak like I always say, look at things from perspective. Like if you watch Canelo Triple G, the third fight, right? Look at the reviews. People are saying boring fight, terrible fight.
Canelo didn't
Those
look
are two of arguably the best middleweights of all time.
Yeah.
They're getting told they look boring and shit. So it's very hard to look flawless every hour.
Exactly.
It's hard.
I think
Golovkin and Canelo never look good.
And they're great fighters.
And that was the next morning.
And they are superstars.
Two of the best on the planet.
That one earned 40 million US and the other earned 20 million US.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to earn that?
I'm just saying it's improving.
Yeah, I know.
And people are
I would have liked to earn that.
people are saying they look shit. So it's very hard to please everybody and it's very hard to be flawless.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. But you want to achieve to be have your best performance. That's what it's all about.
Also, in fairness to what Kevin, the great work he's doing, you look at guys like Usyk, AJ. That was a typical example. Usyk doesn't care about knocking you out. He's going to do a class act on you, and he's going to show his brilliance. And that's what Kevin did. He showed his brilliance. It's not obviously Kevin is grooming himself to that day when he's going to be the AJ Usyk fights. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. It's all that growth pattern. Usyk never had many great fights. He had one hiccup with Hunt. Was it
Hunter?
With Hunter. He had a hiccup with Hunter.
And when Usyk's heavyweight fights, you're 100% spot on. Usyk's now the undisputed heavyweight champion, right? And he's a superstar. And I think he's a great fighter.
To me, one of my favorites.
He hasn't knocked out one heavyweight in his heavyweight fights.
Yeah,
not Chisora, not Mark.
And he doesn't care about it. He walks away with no scare, no bleeding, nothing in his face. He shows his mastery skills. I'm a master in this game.
I think to the purist.
Thank you for being my guest. This is not a political show. It's a boxing show. Kevin Lerena, thank you very much. Don't worry that you never knocked a guy out.
Brown's got to go play golf now. He's
No, it's not that. No, thanks, Kevin. Don't worry about the knockout.
I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying.
There's plenty guys that I was supposed to knock out and they went the distance.
No, I promise you, I'm not worried about the knockout. I'm very proud of my performance.
Congratulations, we're proud of you.
I'm very proud of my performance. I'm not knocking my performance. What I'm saying is everything relative. You step back and look at things, you go, well, Usyk's the superstar of the heavyweight division. He hasn't knocked the heavyweight out.
It's about
From Kevin Lerena, Peter Smith and Brian Mitchell, thank you for watching.
Let's go play golf.